Before getting started with the guide, everything that will be shown throughout the video is absolutely free. So you don't have to spend any tokens or money. Also, everything that is shown will also be linked down in the description. So any website we'll be going to, anything will be downloaded, any inventions, all of that will be linked in the description. There will also be timestamps throughout the video so you can just skim around and see where you need to go. So the first step is downloading Python. Once again, this will be linked in the description. So just download the latest version of Python. Once you downloaded Python, open up your file explorer and double click on the exe file. This window will pop up. You'll want to check these two boxes right here. Make sure they're both checked blue and press install now. A pop-up will show up. Just press yes. Once the setup is successful, you can now close the window. Once Python is downloaded and you close the window, you'll want to go to the bottom left search bar and search CMD and run as administrator. Click yes. This window will then pop up. Once again, go to description. I will have this line of code right here. Just copy with Control C and paste into the command prompt and press enter. And it should download these pips. If for some reason copying and pasting the line of code doesn't work or you run into issues, then I will also have them all separate. So you can just copy and paste each line one by one. So for example, just copy and paste pip install py auto GUI, paste it into command prompt, and it should just install that. Once that's installed, you can do the same for the rest of the pip installs. Just copy and paste one by one. I did run into an issue with that right here. Win32 is not recognized as an internal or external command. So what I did is copy and pasted it individually and it downloaded successfully. Once you're done installing all the pips, you can now exit out of command prompt. Once the pips are installed, this will also be in the description, which is the GitHub / the code to the Swift printer. You want to press on the green code button and download zip. This GitHub is also a written guide, so everything that I'm talking about will be here, basically showing you how to print. But once you downloaded the Swift printer main zip, you'll just want to go back into your file explorer, click on the zip, right click and extract all. Once the zip has been extracted, you can just get rid of the zip but keep the main folder. So you're pretty much done with everything we're going to be downloading. You got Python and you got the printer right here. So let's move on to getting your images ready. Before we get our images ready, we will need to get some templates first. We need to get the front shirt template, front and back shirt template. To find the templates, you'll need to join the Recroom printing Discord server and go to resources, and the front and back shirt template is right here. Right click on it and save image and save it to your files. Now, I wasn't able to find the front template anywhere in the informations, so I had to search up and jump to an old conversation of someone who had the front template. If you want, you can just search front template, click on this message right here, and front template should be there. All right, so now we have both the front and back template for the shirts. We'll also need the canvas templates, so that's what you'll be making by yourself. To make the canvas templates, you want to click on new project, and you see right here width and height. You want to put 1024 by 1024. That is for square canvases. For rectangle canvases or portrait canvases, it'll be 1024 by 1429. We have a square canvas and a rectangle / portrait canvas. And then to add your template, you want to click on file, open, and click on front shirt template, file, open, front and back shirt template. You have all the templates right here ready to go. Whatever you're gonna need is what you're just gonna be using, so you're just gonna have one of these open and ready. Now, just as a quick example on how to use these templates, you'll basically want to drag and drop whatever image you want to put on the template. So I just got this heart right here. You want to move it up so it's above the template right here. You'll then want to resize the image you want to fit on the template, however you want to resize it. If you want to make sure it fits on the template, if you want it really small, off to the right, top, whatever, just mess around with it. Same goes to the rectangle canvas. Just mess around with it. Make sure the image you want to print is on top, the layer is on top, background, and then your image. Same goes for the front and back shirt, except this is slightly different. As you can see, there is an outline of a shirt, and you'll basically want to stay within that outline, and you want your image to be on the bottom. You see how the canvas is on very first layer and the second layer is our image. You want our image to be on the first layer and the background to be on top. So you can have the outline overlaying on the image, or if you really want, do it the other way. However you want to do it, it doesn't really matter. But I recommend doing it this way so you can see where your image ends up getting cut off on the shirt. So you can see what gets printed on the shirt. Same goes to the front and back of the template. You'll want to make sure your image is fitted on the front and back. The left side is the front side of the shirt and the right side is the back side of the shirt. So once you got your images layered on top of the template, you'll want to choose a background. Right here, the canvas is white. If you don't want the canvas to be white, you go right here on the bottom right corner, new adjustment layer. You'll click on it, click on color fill, and then choose whatever color you want. Just mess around with it. I'm just going to keep it black just to keep things simple. Make sure the background is below the image like this. So your image should be on top. The background should be the color you want. Or if you want it white, you can just keep it white and just remove this, whatever you want to do. For templates though, you'll want to remove the template and then again, go right here to color fill, add your background color. Just make sure you don't move your image anymore because then you're going to off center it or you're going to make it so it gets cut off. Just make sure once you put the background, you're done editing, you're done adjusting where you want the image to go. So once your image is done, once you're done editing, once you're done layering, all that stuff, you can mess around with other tools in Photopea. I would highly suggest you to because there's a lot to do on this website. Once you have your template ready, select your template, go to File on the top left corner, Export as PNG. You can then just name it however you want to save it. It should save to your files. Now that you have your template ready, your shirt, your canvas, whatever you're printing, you want to go back to the GitHub. You'll want to scroll down to where it says Data Generation Website, right click on it and open link in new tab. It should bring you to this website where you can then choose the file you want to upload. My heart front template, the one that I was just working on in Photopea. You want to click on it, click on open. Your file name should be right here and you want to press on upload. Take a couple seconds and you should get a heart front or whatever your file name is, .png.zip. You'll then want to go back to your files, drag and drop the zip into Swift Printer main. You do not want to unzip it, just keep it like that. Now we can go into Recroom. Here we are in Recroom. You'll want to open up your watch, go to home, go to play, go to explore, search room, and then type in Swift Printer. Click on this right here, Swift Printer 2.0, join a private mode. So as soon as you join the room, you'll be greeted with this wall right here. You want to click on get license. There is your license. You'll then want to do a shortcut for the snipping tool. So click Shift, Windows key and S on your keyboard and you'll be brought up with this menu right here. This is called the snipping tool menu. Right here on the top, you'll want to make sure you're clicked on rectangle. You'll then want your cursor on one corner of your code, hold it, and then drag it to the opposite corner so you can get the full code into this rectangle box right here. You want to let go and then you'll get a notification on the bottom right snipping tool of the image you just snipped. You'll want to keep this open because we're going to be typing this into the printer later. Once you got your license, you'll then want to turn to the right and here is a how-to menu. You'll basically just want to get the Swift Printer 0.62 and then Swift Printer data tables. Now these other ones don't matter. We are going to be using a different color method, but you could just get them if you really want to. It is not required. Swift Printer Canvas POS, you'll want to get that for sure if you're going to be printing with canvases. So now that you got all the inventions, you'll then just want to go back to your dorm room. All right, so now that we're back in the dorm room, I would highly recommend you to create a save of your current dorm room if you really care about your dorm room, because the next steps is going to override your dorm room saves. So it will make you save after save after save after save because we're going to be using data tables, which require you to save your dorm room. So open up your watch, go to this room, and then just save your room. Once you have your room saved, you'll then want to pull out your maker pen. You want to go to general settings and delete everything. You'll then want to go to your palette, go to inventions, scroll to Swift Printer 0.62, click on the eye icon, view and store, and spawn it through the store page. Do not spawn it through the maker pen. Make sure you spawn everything through the store page. So you want to do the same for data tables. Click on the eye, view and store and spawn. You see room save required, so save. Once you're back from your room saving, pull out your maker pen again, go to your palette, go to inventions. To get this invention, you want to open up your watch, go to the store, go on the top right on the search, go to invention, search up shirt, printer, marker, recolor, and it should be the first one right here. Click on it and just own it and spawn it through the store. For the rest of these, you just want to click on these buttons right here, unlisted marker set 1, and it will bring you to more inventions that you'll want to own and spawn it through this storefront page. So spawn invention marker set 1, click on enlisted marker set 2, spawn marker set 2, and do it for the same for 3, spawn marker set 3, unlisted marker set 4, spawn. Now the last one is the markers color data, spawn, and it will prompt you to save your room. So save your room. All right, so once your room is saved, pull out your maker pen, and as you can see, everything should look like this. Your room should look like mines, all these chips, these buttons should still be there. Everything should look like this. Everything should spawn in correctly if you spawn it through the store page. Let's get to wiring. You want to open up your maker pen, go to tools, and click on the connect tool. You'll then want to connect X to row. You'll want to connect Z to rows. So on the right side, you want to connect Y to colors. There we go. We have the colors wired up. Let's move on to the Swift printer. Let's wire that up. You want to wire start to start, repos to reload position, done to table import right here. We'll mess with these settings in a bit, but make sure manual coordinates is set to true. You want to get left to left, middle to middle, right to right, offset to offset. You want to wire X to X, Y to Y, A to A, B to B. So once you got everything wired up, here are the 3 settings that we will be messing with. So shirt is false. That means that you are not going to be printing on a shirt, but you want to set it to true if you're going to be printing on a shirt. If you're going to be printing on either canvas, square or rectangle / vertical, whatever you want to call it, you want to make sure that's false. Also, if you are going to be printing on canvases, you'll want to make sure that both of these are set to true. So for me, I'm going to be printing a shirt, so I'm going to set it to true, and I'm only going to be printing the front of the shirt. So I'm going to set print back to false. This is pretty much self-explanatory. Print front is printing the front of the shirt, print back, printing the back of the shirt. Set both of them to true if you're going to be printing the front and the back of the shirt. And like I said earlier, set both of them to true if you're going to be printing on canvases, and set this to false. So here are my settings. Of course, it's going to be different from yours because you might be printing on your canvas or you might be printing on the front and back of a shirt. So now that you have your settings, you'll then want to save your room. So open up your menu, go to this room and save room. Name it however you want to name it. I'm just going to name it print so I know to come back to here to have a fresh room where I can print on. So once you have your room saved, you'll then want to go to your file explorer, go into Swift Printer main. You'll then want to click on manual tables and it should bring up this menu. You'll then want to press enter on your keyboard. It should close out of the menu and these files should appear. Now what I like to do is I would like to go up here on sort and press on date modified, and it should show you the new files automatically so you can see what was created when you pressed on manual tables. So when you're going to restart a print or you want to do a different zip file, you can just highlight these and then just delete them. So then you can have your Swift Printer main empty and ready for a new zip file. We have our image data text, image data 00 text, and image hex. These two are the only ones that matter right now. So click on image data 00 and you'll be brought to the screen. Going back into the Recroom, you'll want to fly over here and you'll be importing your image data into these chips right here, image data 00. Let's say you had image data 00, image data 01, 02, 03, so on. You'll basically want to import them one by one. So the first one should be 00. And if you have another one, 01. If you have another one, 02. 03, 04, 05, and so on and so forth. So for me, I only have image data 00. You want to press Control A to highlight all the text, Control C to copy, go back into Recroom, go into your maker pen, click on the configure tool and configure the first chip. Edit data table, click on this square right here, click on data, this empty box right here. You want to press Control V to paste your data. Now it should lag for you. There will be moments where it will lag for you and it won't paste the data. Just let it load. So once you pasted your code into the box, you'll want to press generate and it should save your room. And you're basically going to want to repeat that process for however many text files you have. Once you pasted your code into those chips right there, you want to come back here into this data table. You want to configure the data table, edit data table, go to the square and just stay on the screen right here. Go back into your files and click on image_hex.text. All of these are going to be color hex codes. So you want to Control All, Control C, click on data, Control V. This one shouldn't lag your game. It should be fine. And then generate. Once you generated the data table right here, you'll then want to press on start. Once you press on start, as you can see, all these markers are blue and yellow and occasional red. They should change to the colors of your image. So we're going to click on start. As you can see, all the colors are being recolored, and there we go. So my image only had black and red, so obviously it's just gonna be black and red. It should be different for your image, obviously. We have all the code into these chips. We have the colored code into this chip. You're pretty much ready to print. You just need to do one more thing. Like I said earlier, you took a picture of your license. You'll then want to go into right here where it says license, right above the A. You'll want to click on it using the connect tool, and then you'll want to enter your license right there. So you should still have your snipping tool window. You basically want to write down what is here into this value box right here. So for me, it's F2B. All right, so there we go. I wrote down my license into the value box. Once you have it all written down and make sure it is 1-to-1, you want to click done, and it should put your license into the printer and you should be ready to print. Before we press the print button, we're going to be branching off from here. So I'm going to show you how to set up your shirt board, and then after that I'll be showing you how to set up your canvases. If you're going to be doing shirts, then you can stay here. For shirts, you want to click on this square right here, go to shirt board, and you should be brought to the seat right here. It should auto focus you to the center of the square. Once your crosshairs in the center, you want to open up your watch, go to home, go to your backpack, and then use your clothing customizer. You'll then want to click on the square that says check. It will bring up those numbers right down there. Preferably you'll want to see 100. So you want to get as close as those numbers as possible. I think this is fine, but I'm gonna try and get 1 so you can see how it looks like. So like there it is, 1 0 and then 0.00137. I will classify that as good enough, but you can try to get it to 100. So once you have that, you want to click on this plus sign and make sure you keep clicking on it until you can't no more. Make sure you do this while you're sitting down, by the way. Do not stand up during this process. Make sure all of this is done while you're sitting down. And then once you check again, you can see 1000137. Like I said, you can try to get a perfect number, but I think this is fine. So once you have your short board set up and you have your settings correct and your license is in the printer, you'll then want to press print. Initializing line progress, initializing markers, initializing code points, and printing. And as you can see, I should start printing. Now on the top of the screen, you will get a number 00 and then 00. The left side is going to be hours and the right side is going to be minutes. That's all I know so far. I don't know what TPS is. Status, it will change once your print is done. So the status color box should change a different color. All right, so moving on to positioning your canvas. So you want to open up your Make Your Pen menu. You want to go to Palette, go to Inventions. As you can see, I already have mine saved as an invention. So I can just spawn in the canvas through the store and it will automatically place the canvas to where it's supposed to be at. Although when you start to print, it should automatically reposition your canvas. But yeah, I'll be showing you how to do that in a bit. So let me start from scratch. In Inventions, you'll want to scroll and find the Swift Printer canvas position, which we should have gotten from earlier. Preview in store and spawn. It should spawn this orange rectangle right here. You'll then want to go back into your Maker Pen, go to props, or just search up canvas. And depending on what canvas you want to do, you want to click on it so you can have it selected. So I'm going to be showing square art canvas, pretty much the same as art canvas, but I'll show you square art first. You then want to go to tools, switch the snapping to surface. So then when you spawn it in, it should be on the surface of this this rectangle right here. Once you spawn it in, you can switch back to grid. You'll then want to select the scale tool and scale the canvas up so it's roughly the same size of the rectangle. Obviously, it's not going to fit because this is meant for vertical or art canvases. So you want to make sure that the edges are pretty much filled in. You don't want to go over the edges, basically. You can be slightly under, so you can be slightly smaller than the edges. So this right here, this is fine. This should be fine. The outline is showing, and if you want to move it so you can see how precise you can be. So this should be fine. You can do a little bit bigger if you want. This is basically going to be trial and error, but I've noticed that no matter how big or how small you make it, the corners will never be colored in. I don't know why, so I'll show you right now. So this should be fine. This is how it should look like for square. It should be the same for rectangle. It's going to look slightly different. I'll show it in a bit. Once I start the print, initializing line progress, you see the canvas was moved to the position that it's supposed to be at. So it should automatically do it when you start printing. So don't worry where you position it, just make sure it's like on template. But let me just show you what I'm talking about real quick. So if you're printing on canvas, it shouldn't look like that. It should look better. It should look filled, basically. There shouldn't be any little dots. But what I was talking about is, you see how these corners don't get colored? Yeah, no matter how big or small you make the canvas, from my experience at least, it never colors the top, the left, or the bottom or the right corners, and like never fills it in. This should be perfect. This should be fine. You can test around if you want. Once you find the scaling of your canvas, you'll then want to click on the select tool, select your canvas options, make invention, rename it to whatever you want, and save the invention. So whenever you want to print on a canvas, as you can see, I already have them saved right here. You can just press on I and then spawn it through the store page, and it should always save your canvas. Make sure you anchor it as well. It will give you an option to save it as a room anchor. Make sure you press yes on that. So let me show you the rectangle canvas. It is pretty much the same as the square one, except it's obviously going to be more filled in. Snapping is on surface, so it can go on the grid. Click on scale it up, and scale it up. You see how it's actually fitting now. Basically mess around with it to your liking. As long as you just don't go over the template, I feel like it should be fine. So let me test it out again. As you can see, the canvas moves to the position it's supposed to be at, and there we go. It started printing. I forgot to say this earlier, but the canvas should move. It's fine. It's not going to disappear. It will be brought back to its original position over here once the canvas is done printing. So let me see if I can get it on video real quick. All right, there we go. The canvas was all the way over there, and now it's back right here. And once the print is done, it should just automatically be brought back here no matter what. So yeah, there we go. We got the square canvas, the rectangle canvas. I said earlier, select it, click on options, make invention, next, and you will be brought up with this. Would you like to save your invention with a room anchor? Press yes, make a picture of it, and then confirm and save your invention. So once you get both your canvases saved and ready, you can just get rid of this template right here. You don't have to spawn it in or use it anymore. Just keep your canvas there. Whenever you want to print on a new canvas, just go to your inventions and spawn your canvases through the store page. There we go. I just went through how to position your chipboard and your canvases, and that is pretty much everything you need to know. So once you have your positions ready, whether it's your canvases, your shirtboard, whatever you're printing on, and then finally press on the print button, and you should be good to go to print. So yeah, pretty much covered everything. There is one more thing I want to talk about, which is the Recroom printing Discord server. I did went over it a little bit earlier with the templates. Please make sure you actually join it. Not only do you need to join it for the templates, there's also a lot of useful information in the Discord server. There are channels where you can get help. So in case you run into any errors while you're printing, you can always come on by to the Discord server. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Swift printer. Happy printing, everyone.